Claudia Badian, Reverend Soshin McMurtry, and Reverend Shauna Lingood. So now you know the panels have been given a question. What teaching from your tradition would help the world to heal and flourish? Let's begin with Mr. Alex Nelson. Alex is a proud member of the Muskamahwa Zawada Inukwa, who are located in King Kong Inlet. He currently resides in Victoria with his wife Nella, daughter Tasha, grandsons Gigalis and Braden. And today you'll see Alex is fulfilling his self-described responsibility to give back what is given to him by his ancestors. We warmly welcome him.
I step into the box. Walked over the line. Let me say like Kesla, Silako, or Gamula Noka, Killa, that's where Kungakan, Dabazal Linoka, Wanana Kina, Gila Kesla, Quanon, because Owen, please Kina stuff was Gila Kesla University, because Guptiachos. First of all, I'd acknowledge the Creator for this moment. I acknowledge the Quanon nations for their sacred territories and the big house of the University of Victoria. I'm really honored to be invited to come here and shake hands with our hearts. And I try to explore, and thank you for the introductions, by the way, and just to admit to everybody that I'm also a residential school survivor of 7 years in Alert Bay. And I also, I'm a sports addict. But a quick history, we know when we study our history books, some aspects of history are not proud to be written about. The Indian Act. We take your faith away from you and you ask the questions why? By law. And for 50 years, that happens. However, in our little village, 3 miles up the river Kinkum, they did what we call underground potlatches. That's how strong that spirit is and continues to be. And I want to describe to you that I'm 70 years old. About 40 years ago, I started to ask myself, what is this potlatch? What is it about? What's in it? So we're very theatrical. We act things out. We're performers. And I now understand that it's very much based on nature. Everything is based on nature and our natural surroundings. And we are nature. And we have our own truth. Now, come to the performance. At the beginning of a potlatch, we call it tseka. Tseka, red cedar bark. In our surroundings, we pay great homage to red cedar. It provides us everything that we need to survive. And so our ancestors want to pay tribute to tseka. And it's not as simple as that. There are 4 corners in our big house. And the number 4 seems to be a real awesome reference. 4 colors of humankind, 4 directions, 4 tides, 4, 4, 4. And in our setting, there's a fire in the middle. That's our heart, our fire. So just keep those 4 in mind. Now, to start off our tseka, there's a ceremony. 4 chiefs go to the doorway, and there's a lady waiting for that 4 chiefs. And the lady is wearing cedar ring about her. And it's the 4 chiefs that grab that and this lady is in the center. And then they march very slowly to another corner, and that's when they stop. And they put in the pause, there's a man that comes out from the back. And he comes out to the fire, and he bends down and gets charcoal, puts it on his face. And he gets a knife. Then he turns around and goes to where the chiefs are with a woman who has a ring around her, cedar bark. And he goes to, as if he's going to cut, but he doesn't. Then he walks around another time, comes back, does it twice, goes around 3 times, goes around one more time, 4. He cuts, and it opens. Now, I never understood, it was just a ceremony for my young mind, my young heart. It wasn't until Uncle Lenny, 85 years old, after the ceremony was complete, he explained what we witnessed. He said, who you saw was a woman of gift of birth, and the cedar bark around her. You have the chiefs that uplift the spirit of the people. And then you have that individual come out from the back with a knife to do sacred. That was a doctor. And what they did was cut the umbilical cord. And there's a birth. And what they do after that, they distribute red cedar bands to all the people in the house. Everybody gets one. And he explained, you know that a red cedar bark is powerful. It has spirit. It is awesome. Now fast forward this to Vic High. I've been invited to go and speak to the Vic High students about healing and reconciliation, residential schools. So I illustrate to them a picture. There's 4 picture frames about the interior of our big house. And the prominent color, I asked them, well, what in this 4 picture frames is prominent? Color red. And then I went hypothetical. Now I'm a scientist. And I said, if everybody in this classroom had a bleeding nose at the same time, what color do you think that would be? Red. And then I said, hypothetically, if everybody in this whole world had a bleeding nose simultaneously, big word, red. Our old people knew that everybody, everywhere is one. We are all the same blood. That's a teaching. So when we search for 4 minutes, isn't that awesome? I just want to sort of tail off now to say that I continue to marvel at the practices of our people and how it connects to our surroundings. And then I also want to say that those 4 corners, they become human. They are us. They are us. We are on one big house. Then, I then start to understand that I am that big house. I am that big house. I love that story. The 2 hands, the mouth, the feet, all. You're talking about a self. And in there are 4 pillars that I've illustrated. Respect, honesty, trust, and integrity. And they uphold the beams of big houses called love and care. That's who we are. And we uphold, through principles, love and care. And we're all one. that was taken away from us for 50 years. But it still lives. And I'm living to talk about it.